Recently, I've gotten a lot of new followers, so I figured right now is a great time to reintroduce myself and why I do what I do. My name is Emily Font. I'm a double major at CU Boulder in psychology, as well as leadership and community engagement. And I am deeply passionate about both mental health, as well as justice, fairness, and equal opportunity in our world. Why is that? Well, the two greatest commandments of my faith are to love God and love people. And I have found mental health to be a wonderful way to live out my love for people. But let's be real. Mental health care is expensive. Therapy, pills, psychologist visits. It's not easy to access. And when we do find providers that we love, well, sometimes they just don't get us. I know that I've personally experienced having therapists in the past who I've had to translate my culture or my faith to, and that can be frustrating. So my hope is to create access to high quality and culturally competent mental health care to live out my love for people. There's two ways that I plan to do that. One, access and affordability. Listen, I know therapy is expensive, okay? I know that a lot of us don't have access to providers that have what we need. And there's a whole host of problems of that. But the problem with solving this is that I don't have the credentials yet to do it. I'm currently in my first year of undergrad. I plan to graduate a year early and go straight into a counseling psych PhD, and then I still have to do thousands of hours to get my therapist license. I still have to continue to build my resume in the world of social change and advocacy, and I also don't know which route I want to take. I might work in advocacy, I might work in nonprofit, I might work in policy, I might do a combination of all of those things, but I'm very early in my journey to be addressing this problem in action. However, there is something I can do right now, and that is awareness and education. That's why I've started this page, because as I'm getting these credentials to be able to systematically address the issue of access to competent mental health care, I can still be talking about it. I really want to put my voice out there to destigmatize mental health, to make it approachable for all kinds of cultures and faiths. And I'm doing that by posting these silly little videos of my life, of what I've learned from being in therapy or just experiencing life to break down the barriers and the stigmas around mental health. You may notice that I talk a lot about faith and ADHD, and that's just because those two things are a part of my personal life and things that I have a little bit of knowledge about. But I'm going to continue to expand talking about all kinds of mental health conditions, experiences, types of treatments, and stigmas in order to break those down and make them more approachable to the general public. I have hopes of expanding into long-term content as well as public speaking gigs in order to get more of that information out there as I create a system that allows us to access mental health that's culturally relevant and that really is accessible. If you're interested in joining me on this journey as a college student just trying to love people by making mental health accessible and approachable, consider giving me a follow. And as always, much love.